Well, hey ho everybody, welcome back to the Square the Circle Music channel. I'm your host, Aaron Major. That's right, I'm that guy that likes to talk about circles and squares, record collecting, music appreciation, all that fun shit. So, what are we going to talk about tonight, Mage? Well, I guess it hasn't been that long since I saw you guys last. We've been talking quite a bit lately. Yeah, I've just been doing more of the same old shit, just to, try not to kill myself. Having fun in the sun with the kids, lots of gardening, lots of madcap laughs, and yeah, everything else. So it's about that time again. I like to do this kind of quarterly, just like everyone else in the world does. First 3 months of the year, I took you aside and said, hey, look, kids, this is some of the stuff I've been listening to lately. These are my favorites. And I'm going to do it again because it's been another like 3 months or so. It's like second quarter. Damn near August. Here we go. It's getting warm. Whew, look at my head. It looks like a baked potato. Whew, it's hot out there, boys and girls. So let's talk about some music. Again, this is the shit I've been listening to. These aren't selections that have just been released in the last 3 months, but everything from this year. So this is what 2022 is shaping up like, guys. It's shaping up pretty nice. If you can remember some of the shit I was talking about a few months ago, this is more of the same kind of, fantastic shit that I like. So if you guys are like into prog, you're into ambient, you're into rock and roll, you're into that kind of stuff, you're gonna dig this stuff. So set a spell, crack a beer, whatever you got to do. Take a leak first. I don't care. It's not gonna take me that long. I got like 10 selections for you tonight. And this is all shit I've been listening to, again, so far this year. These are my favorites of 2022. A few more of them. First one up, this is not a group, I think just a singular artist, a solo instrumentalist of kind of like neoclassical, along the lines more of kind of like, ambient, but not solely electronic music. It's like, it's very, very heavy with the kind of like acoustic sound influence, but a group or a man or an artist called Kaivo, from Minsk, Belarus, right? Yeah, so this person's name, I researched it, it was like credited to one guy who's basically responsible for the sounds, and his name is incredibly difficult to read and pronounce, so I'm not gonna even fucking try. But like I said, from Belarus, called Kaivo. Gorgeous cover art, even more gorgeous music. Album's called, what is it called? Florette. Yeah, lots of releases in the last few years from this artist. This one being just, exceptional. Again, kind of more moody, shorter pieces. Each individual track is like, right around 3-4 minute range. Easily digestible and easy to just kind of like plow through. It kind of rings almost like, remember Enya from the 80s, that, Celtic woman artists, with just the simplistic piano, ethereal vocals, that kind of thing. This is all instrumental, but kind of not quite as, frumpy, but yeah, just gives you those kind of feels like it's all a concert piano, but he adds synthesized sounds on top of, like, it's doubled. There's not like droning synth in the background, like he's just doubling every note per note that is plunked out on the piano also has like an effect on it. So I mean, obviously it's a just a synthesizer keyboard, not an actual grand piano. But anyway, the sound the guy gets is just phenomenal. So everybody check it out. Kaivo, the album Florette. Beautiful album. Next up is some jazz, some really fantastic like 3-piece jazz group, modern day, kind of like a crossover group, kind of trip hop mixed with jazz, but still heavily like, traditional 3-piece jazz inspired. You really get lots of the kind of like old feelings and stylings from it, but then they kind of like trip you up and throw some interesting like, stuff in there in the mix that makes it very, very, very modern, postmodern. Like I said, 3-piece, we're talking drums, keyboard, and alto saxophone, which is personally, preferably my favorite of the saxophone family. So I especially love this. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's uplifting. It's interesting. It keeps you completely, enveloped and, yeah, it's quick-witted and fun. Lots of, odd meter. These guys love to play in like 5/8, 7/8. It's fun. It's fun to listen to. So check it out, guys. Next on the list, I have brought this one up before when I was just excited when I first got it because I thought it was so fantastic. So I just like brought it out and showed it off a couple times. But this one's going to be on the best of 22 for sure, probably the end of the year. It's already way up on my list personally, so it's sticking around. It's that video game soundtrack that was released early this year for a video game called Mutasione. It's some sort of like adventure epic kind of game, but not on like like a medieval fantasy scale. Like it's a very like ultra personal. Like I think the main character is like a young girl or a young woman that's like wandering in and out of like kind of these like psychedelic landscapes, like neon forest and caves, and then into people's homes, and just super bizarro, but like still really kind of like warm and inviting. Anyway, this man named Alessandro Coronas, an Italian man. Well, he's from Sardinia. I'm not sure. Sardinia is an island, right? I don't know. Is it owned by Italy? Is that how that works? I don't know. I don't know if it's a sovereign nation, but he's from Sardinia, and from what I know about that place geographically, it's like that. It's just a very like otherworldly place, beautiful place. And so the music really reflects the culture, you know what I mean? And it's just really fun and otherworldly. Like I said, the beginning part, like disc A, is all like you're playing the game. So it's like you're experiencing, and there's this like you go into a room and there's suddenly the music is like this pop punk, or like then it's guitar folk, the next track, and then most of it, like most of the second disc, is all just like crazy beautiful ambient, synthesizer and piano and stuff. Multi-instrumentalist man, does everything all himself, fully produced. Yeah, amazing. Alessandro Coronas, check him out and his project Mutasione, which is a soundtrack for video games. So that came out this year, pretty badass. Next up, you gotta check this out, guys. If you like rock and roll, if you like psych rock, like kind of more, not really heavy, but just kind of like hard rock, psych rock, really kind of like, it's not like a guttural thing, but it's very like down low, deep inside of you kind of feeling that this music gives you. I don't know, I love it. They're from Greece. They're a Greek band called, I think they're called Nashatras. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it because it's got a strange spelling, and I'm just a dipshit from the States. I don't really know much about anything, but I think that's how you would pronounce that. The album's just titled 4 because it's their 4th album, Roman numeral 4. Nashatras, the Greek kind of like psych hard rock band. They're fucking amazing. It's not solely instrumental, but there's very, very little vocalizations. They're good. They're mellow. Like I said, it's a very like low key, like almost kind of guttural kind of like feeling this, music gives you. Really cool. It's just a different breed that I'm not used to. It doesn't sound like American rock, It's pretty great. And it's an epic. It's like this like kind of prog psyched out concept album. I haven't looked into it or read like all of the liner notes, but the gatefold is like a trifold that opens up, and it has this huge elaborate storyboard of like this crazy science fiction fantasy shit. It's amazing. I've only just really like jumped into the music to enjoy the music for what it is before I like get into the entire package deal. I'm really just enjoying the heavy psychedelic rock. So check that out, guys. It's magnificent. Oh yeah, that's right. I've listened to this a bunch. I don't have a hard copy of it yet. But yeah, that group I love, Billow Observatory. They have a new album this year called Starside. It's fucking fantastic. Like if you can, an album called Starside by the Billow Observatory, my favorite, I wrote down my favorite tracks. My favorite tracks are Inner Citadel and Red Morning. It's super great, guys. I've talked about Billow Observatory a bunch. Really cool, like drone, ambient electronica. Again, very like cinematic and open and spatial and totally enveloping. It's gorgeous. You guys will love it. Check it out. Yeah, it's just a duo. Come to find, I researched this shit because I'm trying to learn more about the artists that I listen to. I mean, I've researched them before, and I have a double LP, their first double LP, and I just kind of left it at that. And I didn't really research it a lot. And come to find that it's a transatlantic duo. One guy is one of my favorite artists, musicians, Jonas Monk. He's the drummer and like artist, guru, awesome guy for that Danish band Kaivo, and the record label El Paraíso out of Denmark. Like, he's pretty much the figurehead of that whole group. And then over here in the States, from like fucking Michigan or something, you have some guy named Jason Kolb. Yeah, and they're just homies, and they combined, and their powers combined created Billow Observatory. Check them out. Their album Starside is gorgeous. Did I say Starside? I meant Stareside. Stare, I believe. So check them out. Ooh, this next one is really effing cool. I'm really excited about this. I noticed it because of the cover art. The cover art is really, really amazing. And I was like, oh, I gotta click on this. And I click on it. They're a Swedish group. Just reminiscent of just kind of everything that I love, just like, again, that kind of like experimental, spacious kind of, cinematic type of ethereal, experimental psychedelic rock that I just love. It's all instrumental. It's really interesting and captivating. It's just amazing. They're called Pershagen. I think that's how you pronounce it. They're a Swedish group called Pershagen, album called Hilma, right? Yeah, Hilma. It's just fantastic. Everything about it. Total package for any of you guys who like psych rock, prog rock, even kind of jazz elements. There's elements of like chill kind of jazz. It's really great. So everybody check that out. I'm really excited about that one. Also very excited about this. I said they're kind of one of my favorite newer rock bands in the last 6 years. They're magnificent. They're called Greet Death. They are an American band from Flint, Michigan. Greet Death, and they put out a new album this year called New Low. Their last album that I just discovered from my homeboy Nick, he shows these guys to me. He's, you gotta check these guys out. And I was just floored. I was like, thank God. Again, like how I felt in 2016, 2017 when I discovered the band Elder, the American band Elder. I was just like, oh, finally, thank God there's somebody that's like carrying the torch, and like keeping this power alive, good, decent American rock that is, progressing. It's progressing in some way, shape, or form, And even though Greet Death does not sound like a prog band, they are not a prog band. They're still like, they're carrying that torch for us of like taking care of American rock and keeping it, so that we don't look like complete assholes all the time. They're really great. Like I said, from Flint, man, they just like, they don't sound like what you would think they would sound like when you look at them, but you do get this excellent sense of like kind of inspired from like 90s emo rock, but then met with 80s like arena butt rock, guitar rock. These guys can play their fucking guitars so well, but their vocal delivery is incredibly mild mannered. They have that quality that like Jeremy Enoch from Sunny Day Real Estate, he's one of the pioneers of emo rock. Yeah, they just have that kind of vibe, but their fucking music just rips, dude. They're such fucking great musicians. Yeah, everybody check out Greet Death. Their new album, New Low. Very excited about that. Another American artist that I'm incredible. I've known about this guy for quite some time, but I've never dove into him very much. And I was like, oh, new album by him this year. Cool, I'll check it out. It looks intriguing. The guy looks intriguing. He's got a really magnificent character kind of look to him. You know what I mean? The dude's probably fucking like 6'10", hair down to his ass, and just looks kind of like a grungy kind of like every guy, but he makes this amazing brand of like kind of power pop, but still folk rocky Americana kind of stuff. tinge in his voice reminiscent of like kind of Tom Petty meets Bob Dylan. But then again, it's just like this real like oddball, cool, weird delivery about him. He's just kind of like, he's such a character. I love his overall just vibe. Talking about Kurt Weill. I think Kurt Weill is fantastic. And even from the early days of hearing him like 10 years ago, I thought it was great. I just didn't really just didn't lunge at it, you know? But his new album, what is it called again? Watch My Moves. Kurt Weill's new album, Watch My Moves, is fantastic, guys. It's really great. It's a really easy listen, just to put on and enjoy it fully. It takes no effort. You know, he's just, like I said, he's not charismatic, but he is. Just the way he looks and the way he presents himself just draws you in. And his music is fantastic. He's a multi-instrumentalist, I think he plays all the instruments on the album. And obviously when he tours, he's got his own band, but I think he does it all. And I know that he is the producer of everything he gives to the world, as far as the, sound engineer. He's the one mixing everything down and creating the entire package. It's his deal. So yeah, it's fantastic. Everyone check out Kurt Weill's new album. What else I got for you? Yes, 2 left, guys. Again, some more weirdo nerd music that Mage loves. I love it. Some of my viewership does too. This was just a fucking rando. I just stumbled on this, not even on YouTube. I don't even think there's any music on YouTube of this stuff, but it's this crazy long pseudonym for a guy he's British. His name is William Hallworth Cook. And he's got a ridiculous artist name called Desert Sand Feels Warm at Night. Anyway, he created an album called New World Disciples that is fan-fucking-tastic. Again, like I said, more of that kind of really just open, spacious, cinematic electronica that I just love so dearly. Anyone that, if you've watched my videos, you've heard me praise this other singular artist that does similar style music. Lots and lots of albums. He's all over Bandcamp. He's putting out albums every few months. It's fantastic. Called All India Radio. Anyone listens to All India Radio, it's right up the same alley. You'll love this shit. But yeah, put out on that really great record company called Needle Juice Records. Yeah, you like research the artist, and I found his name, and I was like, oh, this is an interesting situation. The descriptors that people were using for, like, when you look up somebody and it shows like what they're known for, this music was called, I just wrote it down because it cracked me up. They call it layered ambience with slush wave and dream punk mixed in. Slush wave and dream punk. Fuck yeah. I have no idea what that's really supposed to mean, but this album's fantastic. So everybody check out New World Disciples by Desert Sand Feels Warm at Night. It's super fucking cool. All right, this is going to be a mildly embarrassing, I guess. One of my very favorites that I've discovered in the last few months this year. I kind of surprised myself, guys. This is totally something I would never, ever listen to. And I can't stop listening to this album. I just can't. It is so fucking good. So amazingly good. I just kind of blow myself away. This artist, I've never heard anything about him. He goes by the name Ott. I don't know if that's maybe his first name, maybe his last name, maybe some mix of the two or whatever. Dude's been involved with tons of famous people all over the world, but I think he hails from Great Britain. He's an Englishman. And he's been involved with Brian Eno. He's been involved with that group Orb. He's been involved with Spangle. He's been involved with all kinds of shit. Mega producer, electronic guru, artist, multi-instrumentalist, just a mastermind producer. I've just never heard of this guy. Ott. Put out a new album this year. It's just like crazy, super fun, like electro dance mixed with it's dub. I don't even know what that means. I don't know what dub is. I don't even know what it is. I fucking love this album so much. I can't stop listening to it. It sounds amazing when it's coming at me, and because it's electric or drum, it's drum machine electro beats, but then there's all kinds of really insanely colorful and catchy shit being blasted at me. I don't know. Sonically, the guy's a genius, an absolute fucking genius. Whatever he's doing, the way he mixes shit down and how he's putting it out there, it hits me like I'm not gonna try to come up with some colorful, creamy, drippy way of describing this, but it just fucks my face so hard. It leaves me just ragged in a good way. It sounds so incredible. So yeah, I don't know. The guy makes absolute magic. The cover art for the album is fucking amazing. Everything about it. Yeah, the album's called Heads. The album is called Heads. I cannot stop listening to it, guys. I'm super excited about it. I've never listened to music like this ever. So I'm kind of surprised and excited for myself. It's perfect music for like exercising too. If you guys run or if you do anything, cathartic in your day, if you like to garden, if you like to ride your bike around town, this is the album for it, guys. It's fucking amazing. So yeah, that's by far my favorite 10 albums thus far this year. So yeah, paired with, the episode I had previously back in March, that gives you guys like a giant bucket full of awesome shit to listen to. Yeah, so there it is. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I hope you have a wonderful evening or morning or whatever you are enduring right now. Yeah, keep it real. Be good to yourself. Be good to those around you. Peace in the crease.